Your fusible has a rough side and a smooth side. You'll want to trace your hand on the smooth or paper side, so carefully use a pencil to trace around the hand. Since this goes on the back of the fabric, your final handprint will be the reverse of what you've drawn on the fusible. You may place the hand in rows like this, or to save fabric and fusible, you may try squeezing in as many as you can. Before adhering the fusible to the fabric, make sure your material is pressed and free of lint. You need to avoid the edges of your fabric where the selvage is. The fusible will go on the wrong side of your fabric. Read the fusible directions carefully, as different brands have different heat settings or press times. Too little heat and the fusible may not stick to the hand fabric. Too much heat and the fusible will not stick to your background fabric. If you're worried about getting the fusible glue on your iron plate, you might want to use a pressing cloth, but it's not necessary. I also find it easier to press smaller sections together rather than larger ones. With a larger section, I sometimes miss some of the areas, or maybe I press an area more than once, which tends to compromise the fusible and it won't stick as well later. After pressing, cut out the hands with sharp scissors. I use a pin or scissor tips to score the back. This makes it easier to pull off the paper. After you pull off the paper, the back of your hand should be nice and flat with the glue or the fusible glue spread evenly. If your hands look like this, then chances are you are not pressing long enough, or possibly you've pressed too long. That's why it's a good idea to try 1 or 2 hands before tackling the whole project. To make the numbers, I place the fusible on top of the pattern. Make sure that the paper side or the smooth side is up and the glue side or the rough side is down. Then I trace around the number. After I have all of my numbers traced, I take this to my fabric and I press just like I did with the hands, and I use sharp scissors to cut out the numbers. I get something that looks like this. Make sure that your pattern that you're using has the numbers reversed, because your final product will end up opposite of the way you're tracing. If you find that the numbers are too intricate or they're too difficult to cut out, you can try store-bought numbers, or you can leave the pockets numberless.